And those 8 cubes take us to infinite. What's up, Marvel Snappers, and welcome to another deck tech video. Today we're going to take a look at the deck that I used to hit infinite this season, which was Darkhawk. Now, under normal circumstances, with a game that lasts 6 turns, the opponent will have 3 cards left in their deck, which only brings Darkhawk up to 7 power. But if you can add additional cards into the opponent's deck, then the value of this card continues to go up, and it ends up being quite a lot of power for 4 energy. The main core we're using with Darkhawk is Korg, who shuffles a rock into the opponent's deck, Rockslide, that shuffles 2 rocks into the opponent's deck, Black Widow, which gives them the Widow's Bite, which causes them to skip a draw, which keeps their deck size up by 1 compared to a normal game. And then we also have Mystique, who can copy the Darkhawk, letting you put that power into another location as well. And you can typically get the Darkhawk up to 9, 11, 13, and you can even get this power after you've already committed these cards by playing, say, Korg on turn 6, giving both the Darkhawk and Mystique +2 power. That completes the Darkhawk core, which can slot into a few different archetypes. But one of my favorite archetypes to play is a disruption style, where you're clogging the opponent's board. And what we can do with the Mystique as a backup is actually copy Mojo, so at least Mystique has a second target. This will let Mystique be 6 power, assuming the opponent's side of the board is full. But since we already have Black Widow, we can pair that with cards like Debris, who fills up the opponent's side of the board, and our own, making Mojo easy to trigger, also restricting the amount of space the opponent has to play. Plus, it's on rock theme, which I find fantastic. We have Hood, who gives us a powerful demon, and we can send the Hood to the opponent's side of the board with Viper. We can also send rocks to the opponent's side of the board, or even send the Black Widow, since it's only 1 power, and just clog up their side as much as possible. We also have Green Goblin that fills a similar role, giving the opponent -3 power and occupying one of their spaces. Rounding out the deck, we have Titania, who fills a similar role to the Demon, where the Darkhawk only costs 4 and Mystique only costs 3, so in an ideal situation where you play Rockslide on turn 4, Darkhawk on turn 5, and then Mystique on turn 6, you have some extra energy to work with, and Titania and the Demon can really help push locations in our favor. We also have Sarah, which slots perfectly in on turn 5, since this lets you play Darkhawk and Mystique on turn 6, which gives you an extra turn to draw the Darkhawk, since it is the big power push that this deck has. Now, I've been piloting this deck since around rank 92, and in this video we end up hitting infinite with it. I won't say this is an easy infinite, but the deck is definitely very functional and can make some really big surprise pushes on the final turn. It also is fairly leader-proof, since you'll be adding cards to the opponent's deck, making your Darkhawks and Mystiques bigger than any copied ones. And also the rocks and the Widow's Bite and clogging up the opponent's board just really makes it hard for the opponent to put up a good fight. Darkhawk has definitely been my favorite card out of the cards to drop this month, since it's so versatile, and it's been a lot of fun piloting this deck in particular. With that, let's hop into some games. Alright, first up is Murder World. So let's just get Korg played over here. We'll have some good draw disruption, so we're really just hoping to see our Darkhawk. Quiet, Bob. Bob being noisy in the background. Okay, so they're going to be forced to move their Nightcrawler early. And that's going to be a great home for the Green Goblin. Let's actually just lose the Black Widow. They'll lose the Widow's Bite as well, but it still keeps their deck size 1 larger. Okay, we have Mystique. Now we just need Darkhawk. Without it, I'm not comfortable snapping. Okay, and they Cosmo here. which is good for us because we can just rock slide over here. Sarah's not Darkhawk, but Sarah lets us play Darkhawk and Mystique on the same turn. Shame the Maximus is Cosmo. We could have really used those 2 cards. Oh, and we get the Darkhawk. I think that's good enough to snap. They're going to have 7 cards in deck, and we're going to be able to play Darkhawk and Mystique on the same turn. Okay, when they arrow us. But they're losing a lot. Okay. So yeah, Darkhawk is 15, plus 3 is 18. So we're going to have 20 here, and they're going to have 13 here. We can Mystique here. And to be safe, we can play Titania here just to make sure, even if they put something else big here, we're good. Because we're ahead by here by quite a lot. If they Magneto, that would pull out the Darkhawk. But then we still win Jotunheim? Alright, 4 cubes. Taskmaster 0, yeah, that doesn't do it. We just put so much power on the board on the last turn there. 15, 14, 5. So unreal. The power of Sarah in this deck really showing. Alright, first up is Oscorp Tower. Not gonna do much for us. We won't want to put Green Goblin there. Ooh, an Adelan is going to make us shuffle, so let's just get Mojo out of our hand. Well, we lose the debris, and they lose a Professor X, okay. And let's send them the Green Goblin. Get an extra card on their side for Mojo. Ooh, what are they sending us? An Electro, ooh. Okay, hopefully we draw into Viper. It'd be funny to send this back. No, we do. Yeah, we definitely want the ability to play multiple cards. Darkhawk is only going to be 9, but that's still a good amount of power. So yeah, let's send this Electro back. They can probably only play 1 card this turn anyways. And then this stops them from larger late game plays. Here, have this back. I don't want it. And they play a Sarah. Well, they're going to have some cost reductions, but it's not going to help too much. Okay, we can get the hood down here. We'll still be ahead, and that gives us a card to play on the following turn, and we can play... Let's play Darkhawk over here. Korg would be a fantastic top deck. And we get the Korg, and they can only play 1 card. So we can Mystique the Darkhawk, Demon, Korg, and they have priority in Titania. And that should beat even a Dr. Doom. Oh, it doesn't beat Doom here. But that's the only thing? So maybe we can hedge our bets and play the Titania here. Let's go with that. Oh, they Shang-Chi. But that's still the last ongoing card we play, so Mystique will still copy it, and Demon wins here, Korg gives her the +2, and Titania doesn't end up mattering here, but we win middle and right. Whew. Need to be playing around Shang-Chi more. That's definitely a mistake I've been making with this deck, but still worked out pretty well for us thanks to Mystique copying it. Let's hop into another one. Alright, first up is Avengers Compound, and we have Viper Hood, which is pretty sweet. Let's actually take up one of these spots too, since they'll be forced to play here on turn 5. Ooh, Nova means the negative Hood might not stick, but at least we have the Demon now. Mojo is going to be hard to get value out of too, but we do have the Darkhawk. Okay, they popped the Carnage early. We're gonna have to be fearful of Wave, too. Atalan's pretty good for us if we can draw back into some good stuff. The opponent snapped. Let's get Black Widow Demon down. They might have to redraw the Widow's Bite, which still blanks a draw for them. Could be potentially correct to retreat with Atalan shuffling our hands. Okay, we get the Rock Slide. So that'll gum up their draws even further. Yeah, they did draw the Widow's Bite. And we can get Sarah down. We don't have a super great follow-up. A top-decking Darkhawk would be absolutely incredible. They arrow. No, we get Mojo. They have 2 destroyed. We have priority. We can try this line. This lets us beat a Killmonger here. The debris will help this Mojo trigger. We might be able to trigger their Mojo by giving them a rock here too. It's a little risky, but they only have a couple of cards to work with too. So let's see what they end up going with here. Leader. I don't know if that ends up doing it. Ends up just being a tie. Oh. Maybe there was a way to sequence that a bit better against Leader. Well, hey, at least we didn't lose any cubes. Let's hop into another one. Alright, first up is the Isle of Silence, which is pretty bad for a bunch of our cards. Let's just get the Hood down here. This won't turn off on reveals, so we can still Viper it over, and we'll have to play Darkhawk Mystique to these two locations. Okay, Lumeria is going to give them the draw this turn, but we can get the Black Widow down to block them next turn. Ooh, okay, well, we're not playing into Sanctum. Cosmo? No, Thor. That adds a card for Darkhawk, should we see it. Let's get Rock Slide down, still give us the chance to draw Viper. The opponent snapped. Well, we're a Darkhawk away, and their deck is going to be full of a lot of junk. So let's play this one out. Maybe they top decked a Dr. Doom or a White Tiger. We're not going to be able to leverage Sarah either without clogging up the space here. So maybe it was right to play Rock Slide to Isle of Silence. Oh, they have Shuri for a Vision? We probably end up losing this because of Isle of Silence. They just passed. So they're planning on playing a big Infinite? I think we can beat 40, right? This will be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Which would only be 42. I guess it depends where they end up playing it. I want to see this one play out. She-Hulk and Taskmaster, so yeah, it still ends up being 40. But we win the tiebreaker? Fantastic. These were just also huge. Yeah, that worked out pretty well, thanks to the Korg just giving us +4 power right at the end there. Let's go. Alright, Mysterio is interesting. Not sure if we'll end up playing this. But we have Viper to send over one of the zeros. Which in a Patriot deck might not actually benefit us. But let's fight over Gamma Lab here. We'll be able to get the Hood in there as well. We won't be able to Viper. And we still might want to gunk up their board with a 0-cost card, so let's play the real Mysterio here. I think with a Colossus, is that from the hub? Yep. Okay. Our hub is pretty full, but pulling the Green Goblin was nice. And we can get the Hood down here and send over this Mysterio clone. The opponent snaps. Maybe they can get 2 cards in here? Yeah. But that was a lot of their no ability cards. And we might even be able to just get a 12 power Darkhawk into here. And they have very little space to work with. We have Darkhawk Mystique. I don't think we wait for the Sarah. We hope we draw Rock Slide or Black Widow. And I don't think a Patriot deck is running Shang-Chi. So let's just get the Darkhawk down. The real Mysterio is here, so we can leave this space open for now. Now let's fill it, make sure nothing can go wrong in this location, because we kind of need to win this one. Because they're going to draw 2 cards. Which means Darkhawk could only be 9, so if we don't find a way to buff it, we can't take Gamma Lab, and Patriot will buff these. Oh, and we get the Rock Slide. Do we snap them back? They don't have a lot of power in these locations. Let's do it. Double check these are in the right order. Oh, can they put 4 power? Oh, we have +4 with Mysterio too, so we're going up +8. Is there a 5 power colorless card? Or no ability card they're gonna have? Thing? Onslaught might do it? Let's see. I don't think Blue Marvel is enough. Whew. That was super close, but the Rock Slide giving us a surprise 4 power plus the Mysterio here pulled that off. And those 8 cubes take us to infinite. Whew. That was a nerve-wracking game. But yeah, we managed to pull through. Darkhawk doing work. Let's go. I hope you enjoyed the games and got to see the power of Darkhawk. It's definitely seeming like one of the strongest cards that came out this month. And since the package is only around 5 cards, this card will be very flexible and can fit into a bunch of different shells, which will be really fun to explore in the future. As always, if you have any questions or feedback for me, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.